Today on the spot, we go all out Xbox with a demo of Game Room this week on Xbox Live and a demo of Samurai Shodown Sen. Chris and Sean give you some tips for Battlefield Bad Company 2 in this week's starting block. We check out another performance by Michael Gluck, aka Piano Squall, and Sophia Tong visits the Ubisoft offices in San Francisco to talk Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. Today on the spot.
Welcome to another episode of Today on the Spot. I am Brian Eckberg. This is Chris Waters and Justin Calvert. Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for our show. We got Justin here, and he's got a controller in his hand.
He's got a controller in his hand, which means he's got something special to show you. We're going to get straight to that in just a second, but first let's talk a little bit about what's happening on today's show. As you saw at the top, we've got a lot of games to demo. We also have 2 copies of The Witcher that we're giving away at the end of the show. Maybe the most confusing trivia question ever, but this copy of The Witcher and the other one is signed, so pretty good prize. Hey, GameSpot likes this game, and a lot of other people like The Witcher as well. We're going to give away 2 copies at the end of the game. Anyway, a lot of stuff to get to today. Let's talk to Justin Calvert. Justin, you're here to show off Game Room, right?
I am, yeah. This just came out this morning, and I downloaded it. I've bought myself a few games, and I've started decorating my arcade, which it's looking a bit barren right now because you have a number of rooms here that you can theme and then drop stuff into. So this is the only room I've actually spent any time on. This is going to be my 80s room.
You've got,
got that real Calvert touch.
So I only have 2 games right now. I've put some decorations in here. I've got my fake Star Wars poster, my air hockey table that I can't actually play. I've got my Scramble cabinet and my Asteroids cabinet, which is my pride and joy. And obviously there's room for a whole lot more. So yeah, I don't know, what do you guys want to see? What do you want to, because you guys haven't had a chance to try this yet, right?
I just downloaded it. I haven't actually seen it. So, I don't know, what do you want to see, Chris?
Well, this is you playing, your avatar is sort of idly playing here, right?
Yeah, this is, I'm not sure whose avatar that is standing next to me, but it's someone from my friends list.
And do they have to be online? Is that the idea?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just, I think it's pretty random. It's
sort of populates it like, hey, there are people at the 2 arcade machines that I have.
So I guess I should probably buy some more machines, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I can...
So you can flesh out that sweet 80s room.
You can see here, the interface is pretty easy. Oh, look at what my avatar's doing.
All right, that's pretty cool.
Oh, he's pixelated.
He just downloaded.
So we can go to the store. So it's launched with about 30 games. You've got a bunch of arcade stuff. Yeah, I actually...
Tempest,
I'm not familiar with some of these. Road Fighter, I think, is one I'm going to go for.
And how much do these games cost? Does it depend?
So right now you can buy it. There's different ways of buying it. You can just buy the full game, which is going to be just for the platform you're on, either PC or 360. That's $3. And then you can buy a version that will work on both PC and 360. And you know what? I haven't bought one of those yet. I want to say it's like $5. And you have the option to do that upgrade later as well.
Okay.
So if I decide I really want Asteroids on my PC, I could do that.
And so once you've bought a game, you can set it in any of these rooms. Right?
Yeah. So I'll just dump it in here for now. There we go.
Right next to the garage.
Oh, and there's Eckberg's playing.
Brian Eckberg showed up to play.
I'm the first one.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I kind of want to play myself.
I've been waiting to play Road Fighter for so long.
I'm going to bump you off there, Brian.
No, don't.
So we can check out the controls.
Dude, this arcade sucks, man.
One of the new features is which you can only use if you're not doing it in like a ranked game, is you can rewind time at any time. So if you're playing, a game that's really hard or whatever, you can just do a quick rewind. And,
but then it won't post your high score.
Yeah, then it won't post your high score. So I'll just jump in here. I don't think I've ever played this game.
Something tells me it's going to be pretty straightforward.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, check out the cool load screen.
Do you think that's what actually happens when you turn the cabinet on?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, come on.
We've got high scores to set. Come on, Konami, let's do this.
You know what? I think. Oh, here we go. No, you know what? It's telling me I need to put a credit in. Man, I'm not sure. I should have had infinite credits. I own this machine.
You own it, right? You're the proprietor. Just open up the front.
And I just realized I didn't actually look at those controls at all.
It's all good.
Here we go.
You can rewind time anytime you want, Calvert. Don't worry about it.
Wow, look at this handling. It's like it's on rails.
Kill that car. Whatever you have to do.
Do some road war on it.
That's right.
I'm going to road war this car.
Let's see a little side swipe.
Are you feeling any remorse for this part?
Oh.
Oh,
man.
ooh,
Okay, I
not bad, not
gotta
bad.
really sideswipe him then.
Is
So
it
it's
worth
got-
it?
It's got old school like Atari 2600 games, got some Intellivision stuff.
Yeah, they've got television stuff, Atari 2600 stuff, and that's all for now. But I think they've said pretty much, you know, they're going to be bringing more platforms in future. And they said, I mean, last I heard, they were planning to release something like a game a day for this thing.
You better drill that rainbow car. Or is that the leader?
Yeah, I guess that's the leader.
Yeah.
Let's just see if I can get him real quick, and then I'll see if I can go to someone else's arcade who has more games than.
Slick.
Oh man.
I like how this dangerous street race is happening through idyllic suburban neighborhoods.
Yeah, this is like the Paperboy neighborhood.
Cruising by the tennis courts.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that rainbow is.
Kill that rainbow. Oh, it's like a power-up or a point modifier or something.
Oh, and I got.
Whoa!
Oh, what?
Someone found the boost button.
I found the boost button. There we go.
Now we're talking.
You're now winning, and you're also in 1/1,000,000th place. You're empty.
Oh, you got no fuel.
Oh,
Whoa, what's that?
That's a fuel jet. No.
it's just like Top Gun.
So that was.
All right.
of-
So I think I'm done with that one for now.
Yeah, I think so. So
Clearly that was $3 well spent.
not only you get medals. What's this medal stuff?
I probably didn't for that.
But you can earn them.
But you could, yeah. There's basically, there's three types. So there's high score, how long you play without dying, and then just total cumulative time spent.
Time spender.
And those are the same for every game.
I definitely see you spending 30 minutes total on road
Road fighter.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll get there. So not only can you do stuff in your own arcade, you can visit other arcades.
Yeah,
as well.
so if I go to my friends list, now I happen to know that Buffed here, who is a GameSpot user, he has a way cooler arcade than me right now. So if I can visit his arcade,
Hopefully the servers will
hopefully
cooperate.
this will work. Here we go. So
all right.
He's been decorating. Actually, you know what? Yeah, he hasn't done his top floor yet.
Yeah, look at
Yeah,
that.
so he's got an Atari room. He has two of me in there, because
That's
that's
right.
me on the right and me on the left in a different outfit.
No, nothing on the Intellivision
So,
tip.
Yeah, so he's got some themed rooms going, and
some
then
little
I guess,
things
I
running
guess this
around.
is where he has his games. So the cool thing you can see there, so he's bought like what, maybe 5 games there. So he has high scores on 3 of them, but my high score is being shown in his room for Asteroids.
Oh, okay, 'cause, yeah, you're the winner.
So yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's me playing in my.
Why are you wearing shorts like that?
That was the what was that arcade game called? The
Is that like
one
your
I reviewed.
Safari
Fancy
gear?
lads?
Oh, Toy Soldiers?
No, the one before that. The one with the Lazy
sprint
Raider.
bikes?
Lazy
Oh,
Raider.
those are Lazy
I think
Raider
that's the
fans?
costume I won for that.
That was a nice little spin move.
like that?
Yeah, nice.
Meckberg.
Good work, Brian.
Of course, I'm criticizing your outfit. I'm wearing a football jersey and a monocle.
So this is one of the games that Buffed has bought that I've never played. Battleantis. I have no idea what it is actually. So you can have a free demo of any game once anyway.
Okay.
But then if one of your friends has it, you can come and spend tokens on bonus plays. So you get like additional demo time, I guess. And my understanding is that you earn tokens when people come to your arcade.
Okay.
So the more games you've got, the more bonus time you can earn with other games if people are visiting your arcade.
So you can get sort of an economy thing going there.
Yeah. And
Time.
if you get in there first and have the first really cool 80s arcade, which I think I've got that nailed.
Yeah, no problem there. All right, well there you go. Game Room is out now, right?
Yeah, it just launched today, and they've had a few problems this morning, I think, with some downloads and servers, but so far it seems to be working fine.
All right, so like a 260 meg download, and it's absolutely free. Of course, you got to buy all those games separately, but seems like a pretty fun thing to do with your Xbox Live account. Anyway, let's get on to the rest of the show. It's time for the news. So, news guys, catch us up. What's going on?
Hello everyone, this is your GameSpot news update for Thursday, March 25th. I'm Tom Magrino, filling in for Tor Thorson, who is currently smelting iron in preparation for Ragnarok. Take-Two's continuing efforts to build a racket of gangster games marches onward today, as the publisher fixed an August 24 release date to 2K Czech's Mafia 2. The long-awaited sequel to Illusion Softworks' 2002 original, Mafia 2 is set in the fictitious, totally not New York City metropolis of Empire Bay, right around the time America is emerging from World War II. The economy is booming, there are lots of things to steal, plenty of people to murder. Stock up on bullets for your Tommy guns is all I'm saying. In other news, Activision Blizzard had a big, huge announcement this morning. Not that announcement. StarCraft 2 remains without a date, but Blizzard Entertainment did affix a schedule to its annual confab in Anaheim saying BlizzCon 2010 will set up shop across from Disneyland from October 22nd to 23rd. Last year's show was capped by the announcement of World of Warcraft Cataclysm, as well as a live show by metal maestro Ozzy Osbourne. Some 20,000 tickets for the 2009 show sold through in quite literally a matter of minutes. Ticket availability and pricing for this year's show is expected to be announced closer to the event. So that's what's what for the good news. Unfortunately, there's a bit of bad to convey as well. EA confirmed this week that it had scuttled one of two projects it was backing at Starbreeze Studios. And while the publisher was mum on exactly which game gave up the ghost, the LA Times reports that it was in fact the one based on Robert Ludlum's rogue spy, Jason Bourne. For old school gamers, it could be worse. Starbreeze's other work in progress, codenamed Project Redlime, is widely speculated to be a reboot of Bullfrog's classic cyberpunk action series, Syndicate. Alright, that's it for today. For more on these stories and other news headlines, head on over to news.gamespot.com.
All right, there you go. Now you're all caught up with the news. You know, Game Room looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know, they get that retro title in there that maybe like you played a lot back in the day or you coveted playing in the day. They got you right there.
Absolutely.
It's good.
The demo that Justin did was good, but Justin, I don't know.
Calvert, man. You know, I mean, you got your demo. You're going to be showing it off on Today on the Spot. Maybe put a few more bucks in there. Get more than 2 arcade cabinets. I don't know.
And Road Fighter, I mean, isn't there better choices to make?
Right. I like how he kicked in the turbo only like after we'd watch him drive 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. That was great. Oh, you're a safe driver, Justin. Well done.
Super. Bonus points.
Good stuff. Anyway, time for This Week on Xbox Live. Well, as you know, Game Room is out for the Xbox Live this week, but it's not the only thing, so let's catch up with everything that's happening on Xbox Live this week.
There's big news from Microsoft this week on Xbox Live. In the Games on Demand section, you'll find the new Virtual Arcade Game Room. Here you'll be able to customize your own arcade, doing things like giving each room its own theme and decorating it. It's free to download, but you'll have to pay for the arcade machines you put in there. You can visit your friend's room, or make yours the hotspot for others to come to. Also new to Games on Demand is Sega Superstars Tennis. Play as various Sega characters, such as Sonic or Samba de Amigo. The gameplay is arcade style, and there are different game modes, like hitting tennis balls at oncoming zombies. Sega Superstars Tennis is available for $19.99. Nothing new in demos or arcade, but the indie section has some content worth checking out. Most notable is Missile Escape, an addictive game that has you trying to evade homing missiles. It may seem simple at first, but with each level comes an additional missile chasing after you. Less notable is Stick 'em Up, a stick figure shooting game. There are different weapons, vehicles, and support for 4 players in co-op or versus. Next up is World War II, a turn-based strategy game where you fight to take over the world. There's infantry, tanks, and missile launchers, each of which has a bonus against one of the others in a rock, paper, scissors fashion. Last up is Blind Girl, which will have you guiding a blind girl with only the sound bouncing off the walls to help you find your way. There are different abilities, such as sending out a loud sound to see further around. So that's what's new this week. Check back next time for the latest This Week on Xbox Live.
Alright folks, before you go out and download that new Splinter Cell Conviction demo, we got another Ubisoft game for you to take a look at. Sophia Tong has an interview with one of the level designers for the new Prince of Persia game. Let's take a look at that right now.
Hey everyone, Sophia here in San Francisco. I'm at the Ubisoft office. I'm joined by Michael McIntyre, level design director from Ubisoft Montreal, and we're here to see Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure.
All right, so it seems that we're returning back to the original Sands of Time trilogy here. So could you tell us what this Prince of Persia is all about?
Yeah, certainly. You're right. It's a return to the Sands of Time universe, essentially. We're playing the same prince as we played in Sands of Time, Warrior Within, and Two Thrones. And we're basically following a story that happened to this character in the 7-year gap in his life between the Sands of Time and Warrior Within segments. So he clearly had a lot of interesting things that happened to him in that time, and so we're going to tell a story of what one of those things were.
All right, so could you give us a little more details on the story and where's he going and what's happening?
Yeah, certainly. The setting of the story is essentially the prince is going to visit his elder brother at his elder brother's kingdom. He arrives there to find it under attack, and so the story is the prince working with his brother to try to solve this problem, and that gets caught up with a lot of magical armies and mysterious forces and whatnot, and the prince essentially has this whole adventure where he's trying to solve this problem.
How does the gameplay work? Is it very similar to the original games?
Anyone who played the Sands of Time trilogy will find a lot of the gameplay reminiscent, like a lot of the basics, like combat and the acrobatics, puzzles. A lot of that will be very familiar. And on the top of that core, we've basically tried to develop a few new things. Like there's some new magic powers. The combat's a little more huge and intense, but it'll be a familiar experience for people who have played Sands of Time.
Yeah, the rewind mechanic is also back. Could you also talk about like the new powers? You can control elements now.
That's right. Like now, a lot of the magic is focused on the elements of nature, like earth, air, fire, water, that kind of thing. The rewind is back, but most of our abilities are focused on the prince having to have some sort of control over these elements to give him mastery of, well, his environment, so for acrobatics, and mastery in combat, so over enemies. So the magic powers are very interesting, I think, in this installment, just because they are so intertwined with the core parts of the gameplay, the acrobatics and the combat.
And during our demo, you also mentioned that there's customization options. Can you go into detail about that?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you're right. Basically, there's a whole, you can customize your character to some degree in terms of what powers they like to use in combat, and it's like in terms of what kind of prince you want to play. Like there are some core things that everyone will have, like all the acrobatics and some core magic powers, but there are other ones that they can add on to customize their character to some degree.
And as a level designer, like what inspires you to build these levels and make them creative and have puzzle elements in them?
Well, as the level designers, I think what really inspires us is the experience that you're trying to drive at each point, where if you want to feel like that you're in a large mysterious place that you want to climb around every nook and cranny, or are you in a sequence where you feel like you have to go because you're in great danger, or are you in a sequence where you've dropped in this deep pit and you're surrounded by a lot of enemies. So I think that's what really drives them, is that idea of pacing the experience between feeling like you're exploring to feeling like you are in the middle of some heavy action.
All right, so when is the game coming out?
It'll be coming out in May 2010.
All right, thank you so much for your time. And that was our look at Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. Be sure to check back on GameSpot.com for more coverage.
You guys might remember last week we had Michael Gluck, better known as Piano Squall, here in the studio to give us an interview and play some music for us. Well, we have more performances for him. He was generous with his time, played a whole bunch of piano for us. So here's another performance from Piano Squall. There you go. There's another performance from Michael Glug. Thanks for that. That was a lot of fun having him here. Our next game, Chris, I think you have a story for it, right?
I do. So, Brian, you know, picture it's late 1980s. Young Chris has gotten one of his rare visits to the arcade. You know, I got the tiny little fistful of quarters.
Yep.
My hands were small then, and you know, moist, warm quarters. And you're like, what am I going to spend these on? I have a few. And then, you know, so you put it in the fighting game, you know, in the shooting game, and then all of a sudden they're gone. And look at all these other delightful games that you could have played, but no, you can't anymore. Samurai Shodown was the one that I seemingly always ended up just staring at and watching. Totally empty hands, empty pockets. No prospect of actually playing it, but man, did I want to play it.
Well, you'll have a chance to play it pretty soon, right? Because we got a demo coming up.
That's true, and Ryan McDonald and Sophia Tong did a demo for this. Maybe I can finagle some playtime with that game from them, but in the meantime, we're going to have a look at this right now and see if it lived up to young Chris's expectations.
Hey everyone, Sophia here, and I'm joined by Ryan McDonald. Hey Ryan.
How's it going?
Good. So you're here to show us Samurai Shodown Sen,
Yes.
coming out on the Xbox 360.
That is
so
correct.
you've played the games from before.
Yes, I'm a huge Samurai Shodown guy, going all the way back to the original. Obviously, anybody that played Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat in the arcades knew that Samurai Shodown moved in shortly after they came out, and was easily one of the favorites of the arcade.
Well, that is why you're here. So
Yes.
let's jump in and see what this game has.
All right, so here at our title menu, you will see that we've got story versus practice, survival, replay, Xbox Live Action for some online stuff, some ranking and achievement and options. I'm gonna go ahead and what do you feel like? A little versus or story? Let's go story real quick.
Story.
So
All right.
I'll probably skip past the stuff, but just so you can see how it kicks off. Obviously, fighting games aren't necessarily known widely for their deep and intricate storylines, but obviously, you know, tied to the characters and
It's a lot of characters, actually.
a lot of characters. Oh yeah, I guess I should
Familiar
have talked about
faces.
the selection. We'll go back to that in just a sec. You'll see that, you know, it comes up and they start telling you about like, oh, how Maru was a boy, and there you go. So met a boy named
Shade
Daigo.
Village.
We're gonna go ahead and skip past this. You guys get the idea, though. They tell you a little bit about who you are, what you're doing, and why.
Great art design.
You like that little Japan?
Yeah.
Little fish action there, maybe.
Little like Japanese calligraphy.
So as you see these buttons come up here, the buttons on the controller, for anybody that has played the Samurai Shodown series knows that, you know, you got a vertical slash, you got a horizontal slash. In this one you got a grab, and then and you know, pretty much holding back is going to do your block in action.
And it's color
And a
coded.
kick, obviously. Oh, I'm sorry, what's that?
It was color coded.
Yeah, totally.
That's nice.
And I'll show you once we get in here and I show a little of the action, we'll get a little Jubei action. So yeah, you can see, you know, old roster of characters like
Check out
Hamaru
that
here and
hair.
Jubei. So you got some of the favorites, some of the classics, as well as a ton of new guys. So let's see if I cannot like get tore up. There's my kick action. There is my horizontal slice.
Ooh, bloody.
There's my vertical action.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got the busy action. Let's see.
he's got the dual swords there.
So yeah, so obviously 3D, that's the
Yeah.
other thing here. It's like, you know, we've seen the Samurai Shodown series try 3D a couple times before. This is doing it probably a little bit better in terms of the visual style.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can land. Oh, good luck.
What's this POW thing on the side?
So there's your rage gauge, right? So when you get super, there
Great.
we go, awesome. So when you get hit, basically when you take damage, you'll see that your meter fills up, your rage meter, or we used to call it rage gauge, right? So it says rage explosion, and you activate it. I'll activate it right here. It says the horizontal slash, vertical slash, and kick. You push those three together, and so we will do that right now. And boom,
There we
you
go.
can see me like just
Glowing.
I just get
Or bleeding.
enraged. And then if I can do something other than kick, there we go. Your damage, you know, that you deal out is a lot stiffer. That is for sure.
Oh, how does it feel, like control-wise?
I'll be honest, it is, you know, that was one of the things that was awesome about the Samurai Shodown series was, you know, the controls and how the game felt, and like that was the thing that was really cool, especially how Mario, like right here in the old game, you know, I could basically jump up in the air and do a, you know, really harsh attack that would actually, you know, the damage would be, sorry, I'm trying not
I know,
to
focus.
get beat down here. I'm gonna grab one.
Oh, almost.
Let's see if I
Come on, you can do it.
One more big shot. There we go. Lost. I took his hand off and everything. All right. So you
so
can
now
see
he's just bleeding all over the place. Was it always this bloody?
Yeah, it kind of was. I mean,
Okay.
I guess if you look at it, like, you know, the original game that came out at the home market in the U.S., I think it had green blood, unless you paid like the $100 or $60 for the Switch.
To get the red
Japanese
one.
Switch that made it so the game thought it was playing on a Japanese Neo Geo, and then it was red blood like the arcade.
Yeah.
But you know, the series, you know, you got swords and you got dudes, you know, hitting each other with swords. So obviously there's some blood action in there. But yeah, it's, you know, that's probably as bad as it gets, really. In the old game, you'd hit them and they'd do like the video game kind of phasing out of existence, where the top half of the body would slide off and like
And
the blood would
just
spurt
kind of
out.
vanish. You don't really know what happened.
Yeah, you know, you totally get the idea, but you know, it wasn't no Mortal Kombat by any means. So yeah, so do you want me to show you the moveset real quick so you can get an idea? So
Yeah, sure.
For folks,
Let's check that out.
I'm sure folks that are old school Samurai Shodown fans, they would actually want to see this. See this little skill list thing. So if you look here, you'll see, you know, all your basic stuff, and then it gets further down. You can see that some of the stuff gets a little crazy. You know, a lot of this stuff, I'll be honest, it's like I don't recognize a lot of it. I think some of the later Samurai Showdowns
Added some stuff in.
they had some stuff in there. Like, you know, I'll be honest, like you were asking me about the controls. The one thing that I was having trouble with, like, you know, it has got move list right there.
Yeah.
And for some of the stuff I was trying, you know, it's like you would think that you'd want to be able to, you know, get a whirlwind, get a little, you know, burning sword uppercut basically, and get all that stuff off pretty much no problem. But I have nothing but trouble here. I'll be honest.
Maybe
It's
it takes a little practice.
It does take
sometime.
a little practice. And to be honest, and to be fair, I haven't spent that much time getting used to it just yet.
Yeah. All right, great. So when's the game coming out and on what platform?
It's coming out on March 30th for the Xbox 360.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming by and
All right,
showing off your
pleasure.
skills.
No, they weren't that good that day. My kung
right.
fu is not strong yet.
Oh, one day, one day. All right, and that was our look at Samurai Shodown Sen, and now on with the rest of the show.
All right, thanks for that, Ryan and Sophia. Look at Samurai Shodown coming soon. One game that I know you and Sean McKinnis have been playing a lot, Battlefield Bad Company 2, right?
That is a game that has, I'm just like in that game's thrall.
Right.
I can't not think about that game. I stay up way too late playing that game. And so Sean and I figured let's, you know, in the interest of we want to talk about it and play it as much as we can in the office,
Right.
let's throw together a starting block. You know, the online multiplayer for this game is fantastic, but it's pretty deep strategically, and there's a lot of different roles you can play on the battlefield. So Sean and I put together some tips to help you folks figure out your way around the battlefield and hopefully, you know, do some good for your squad instead of just blowing up in a horrible fiery blaze of death. Check out this starting block for Battlefield Bad Company 2. So you picked up a copy of Battlefield Bad Company 2, you beat the campaign, and now you're ready to jump headfirst into some online multiplayer. Well, you're in for a treat. Bad Company 2 is one of the best online shooters we've played in a long, long time. But one of the reasons for that is there's a lot going on, and a lot of room for strategy. So to help you get started, let's talk about a few things you need to know going into Bad Company 2 multiplayer. First, there's a squad system. 9 times out of 10, you should choose to join a squad. Being part of a squad allows you to go from spawning inside the team base to spawning right next to your teammate in the heat of battle, saving you a bunch of time trekking across the map. The only exception is if you're some lone wolf sniper hiding way up in the hills and you don't want squad mates spawning on you and giving away your position. Squad mates are also the only teammates you can chat with, saving you from the chaos of hearing 12 voices at once and letting you focus on the action. Thankfully, the game is very helpful with the audio you do hear. Keep your ear open for the pre-recorded dialogue from teammates, because those shouts will let you know when they see a sniper, which goals you should focus on, and if anybody needs supplies or health.
Okay, look out! I think we got some infantry headed our way.
You can also hear gunshots zipping by that let you know when an enemy has a bead on you, footsteps when somebody's nearby, and a groaning sound that tells you when the house you're in is about to come toppling down on top of you. You'll also want to keep an eye out for visual indicators of what's going on. Those bright little triangles you see are some of the most helpful bits of info in the game because they can quickly tell you where someone is even if they're hidden behind trees or in a building. Blue ones are for teammates, green ones are for squad mates, and most importantly, orange ones are for enemies. What's great about these icons is that you can manually spot an enemy by aiming your sights at him and then hitting the back or select button. If you target them correctly, spotting them will bring up a bright orange icon that all your teammates can see. You can also do this with helicopters and other vehicles to give your teammates a quick indicator of where they should aim their fire. Always, always try to spot the enemy. It helps your teammates, and if someone kills the spotted enemy, you get a nice little point boost for your troubles. Now let's talk about the 4 classes. First up is Assault. This is your all-purpose run-and-gun class. This class gets to use the underbarrel grenade launchers, allowing you to turn regular old walls into handy doorways. Clearing a path to the crates in a rush game can be very helpful, and if you think someone is crouching in a corner waiting to kill you, just blow that corner up before you even set foot in the doorway. You can also shoot smoke grenades at the crates so you're not a sitting duck for snipers during those 5 or 10 seconds when you're arming it. And finally, make sure to drop ammo for teammates, especially snipers. They tend to stay alive the longest and therefore need to resupply the most. Then there's the recon class, which is a fancy word for sniper. This is the class where spotting enemies is the most critical, since you can zoom in and tag fellow snipers clear across the map. Snipers also unlock a mortar strike ability, which comes in very handy in rush mode. Once your teammates arm a crate, simply call in a mortar strike on it and watch as you collect a bunch of quick kills on enemies running to disarm it. You should also use the mortar strike on tanks, stationary machine guns, and anytime you get frustrated with an enemy sniper who just keeps moving around too much. But if your team already has a bunch of snipers, please consider changing classes. There's gotta be at least somebody who runs up and arms those crates. Medics are a bit more straightforward. With them, you always want to stay right in the heat of battle. This lets you throw health packs into hot zones to heal teammates, and quickly revive any fallen comrades with the defibrillator paddles. Medics use light machine guns, which you should actually fire in long, sustained bursts to maximize accuracy, strange as it may sound. This is a great tactic for suppressing large groups of enemies. These guns can also be surprisingly effective at long range, so don't be afraid to fire on far-off foes. Finally, we come to the engineer. Silent submachine guns allow you to kill enemies without calling too much attention to yourself, while rocket launchers let you make a big, explosive splash. Use these weapons to take out enemy vehicles, and keep in mind that if you stick a tracer dart on the enemy vehicle first, you can lock on and fire homing rockets. Don't underestimate the defensive power of anti-tank mines either. A few clustered together on a roadway will bust the toughest tank. And remember to work that repair tool. Repairing in 3-second bursts will keep you from overheating while your vehicles kill bad guys, and the same tool can also be used to stealthily destroy any enemy armor you happen to get close to. So now you're ready to head out on the battlefield. Be smart, be daring, and always, always spot your enemies.
Sean and Chris, you guys did a good job on that.
Yeah, that was...
You more than Sean.
Well, I mean, I lent my vocal talent to it, but Sean really crafted that, and
Don't give him any credit.
All right, I'm just trying to throw him a bone. It's all me.
It was all you. Battlefield Bad Company 2. I still want to play that game. I can't wait. Anyway,
Get on there, man.
We're towards the end of the show, and like I mentioned at the top, we have 2 copies of The Witcher to give away. This is an older game, of course, but this is signed by the dev team, and of course we have a whole bunch of Witcher 2 stuff that just hit the site, including a world-exclusive interview. You guys need to check it out because Witcher 2 looks really awesome. Anyway, we've got 2 copies of the original Witcher for PC signed by the dev team. I'm going to have to read this question because it's quite complex. Here we go. In The Witcher, there's a detective named Raymond Marlowe. That name comes from the combination of a famous author's name and one of that author's fictional creations. Name them. If you think you know the answer, you can send us an email at onthespot@gamespot.com or use the trivia module here in the Today on the Spot page. Send us the correct answer, and 2 of you will win 1 copy apiece of The Witcher. So there you go. A pretty good prize. Pretty confusing question. Did that make sense? Did that
You made it through pretty well. I'll just add at the end, name the author and his creation.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Okay, the author and his creation.
So we want 2 names.
2 names.
For the trivia, you earn yourself The Witcher and, explore magical Polish fantasy world darkness. It's cool.
Couldn't said it better myself. Anyway, we're going to be back for another episode of Today on the Spot on Saturday. For Chris Waters, I'm Brian Eckberg. See you then.
All right, forks.
Spoons. Lend me your ears.
Now, folks, before you run out and download that Splinter Cell demo, we're going to show you
Tune in Saturday for a demo of Sam & Max, The Devil's Playhouse on the PS3, and we go down under with a Crosshair segment for Super Street Fighter 4.